Time for your Real Estate Real Talk. This week we are talking about the steps that you need to take when preparing to buy a home. Here to help us do that is Los Angeles real estate agent Keri White. Welcome to this week's Real Estate Real Talk, Keri.
Wonderful to be here.
Okay, so you've developed these steps for us, which is so great. You have 5 steps for people to follow. You've got the list right here. That first step is conveniently find an agent. Where do we go for that?
Of course, they will help you with everything that you need. So make sure you partner with a good local agent in your area. You probably know friends who have bought and sold or family members. Of course, you can Google best real estate agent in Los Angeles and find somebody as well. But make sure you're working with someone who is experienced and has your best interests at heart, because they can help guide you through the rest of the steps and make sure you're getting a great deal.
Now, I would assume in something like this, Keri, as you just mentioned, referral is a pretty good way to go if someone was satisfied, right?
Correct. Definitely.
Okay. All right. And step 1, so we got that check done. What is step 2?
Yeah, and referrals with everything, like hairdressers, contractors. Mm-hmm. It's so great to have a personal connection to somebody. So we've got you refer to a good agent, and then get your loan documents in order. Some people say, well, I'm not really looking for maybe 3 to 6 months, but maybe they go in and see that there's some things on their credit they need to work through, or maybe there's some debt they need to pay down. So getting approved is really about understanding where your finances stand. Maybe you need to save some money. Maybe you need to allocate money elsewhere. Maybe you've got some alimony, student debt. So it's really about getting the finances prepared, and then you'll have all your paperwork ready. So when you do find something, you can move quickly and you're not delayed with a few days of paperwork.
Okay, so we have an agent, we have our paperwork, everything ready, trying to pay down our debt for our loan to get approved. And the next step here might be one of my favorite steps of your list here, is making your wish list of the things that you want and your must-haves.
Yes, and this is really fun. I mean, like, we know that houses are more expensive than they ever have been. And so you may want a certain house, but it may not exist in your area. So look at really what's important to you. Like, do you really want a view? Maybe you'll sacrifice a smaller home. Do you really want to be in a certain school district? Maybe you'll do a little work. Or do you have to have something that's done with everything you want, all the bells and whistles? Then maybe you'll go a little further out of town. Everybody is different. That's why we have mountains and oceans, right? So really look at what is important to you, what you're willing to sacrifice. And you never know, you may walk into something and think, I thought I had to have that, but now I see this, and this is a yes.
So when you're making your list, is this something, also kind of sidetracking us here real quick, is this something you share with your agent? Like, hey, these, and does your agent look and go, maybe not, or we can make that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually when it comes to price point is where they can say, I don't know if you're going to get that, but definitely me. And it's not just about, oh, wow, that's what you want. Okay, well, here's what's out there. It's more like, here's what's sold that you're looking for. Take a look. Does any of this look like something you'd be interested in? Because that's what you can expect. So it's softening the blow if what they want is not available. But it is definitely something you should discuss with your partner, who you're buying with, whoever it may be, because that's where there can be some issues with home buying on your must-haves and your likes-to-have.
Certainly. Okay, so step 4 is exploring those homes and those neighborhoods that you potentially might want to live in.
Yeah, absolutely. So a good way to do this too is just looking on Google Maps. You know, people will send me properties and they're like, wow, this is a great deal. I'm like, yeah, it's hanging off the 10 freeway. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't see that. So you can just look on Google Maps. You can get the little person down, walk around. You can drive by at different times of the day and night, and you can really get a sense for the neighborhoods and the homes before even going to schedule showings. The neighborhoods can have different pockets, no matter where you are. Like, I drove somewhere through LA last week. I'm like, I've never been here before. What is this place? So there might be cute little neighborhoods that you don't know about that you could discover. So just be open to exploring the areas and then take a look inside.
And the final step, and maybe one of the biggest in this process, is writing offers.
Writing offers. Yeah, sometimes people start with 5. Like, I just want to write an offer. And then it's a little bit of a circus moving backwards. But writing offers is fun. It's actually pretty easy. Agents take care of everything. You can put together a little love letter if it's acceptable. We've talked about that previously, about how love letters are not as welcomed anymore. But putting in an offer does not bind you to anything until the seller does accept it. So a lot of people think it's binding just to write an offer, but writing an offer really just shows them that you're credible and starts the conversation.
Oh, it only starts the conversation. How many conversations is one house potentially having?
That's a It's been a party of a year. Most houses we're having anywhere from 10 to 20 conversations. Right now, we're seeing an average of about 3.5 conversations per house.
Yeah.
Houses are sitting longer on the market, but they're still moving pretty quickly. I think it's around 11 days on market right now. So
wow.
in a normal world, it's just one conversation a house,
Yeah.
and that's what we're getting back to, just a little bit more normal for buyers.
All right, that sounds good. All right, Keri, thank you so much as always every single week for your expertise. I always have fun with this conversation.
Yes, good conversation.
All right, follow Keri on Instagram in the meantime at Keri and then check out her YouTube channel, Keri White Real Estate.